بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Verses 33 to 35. Yusuf alayhi salam hears the threatening tone of Zulaykha. She says that if he doesn't give me what he wants, either he's going to be thrown in jail or he is going to be disgraced. So Yusuf alayhi salam hears this and he responds by making a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He turns to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and says, "Oh Allah, if I end up in jail because of upholding my high morals, because I don't want to bend my ethics, I don't want to mar my character, then fine, so be it. I would rather be in jail than become inclined to what these women are asking me to do." Now, he referred to them as these women. He didn't say that woman. So this implies that by now there are other women, especially after the incident where Zulaykha calls these ladies over to her house. Now there are many other women that are interested in him, or that event has helped her gather the support of other women, and now they are sort of in league with Zulaykha and trying to help her trap Yusuf alayhi salam by either trying to convince him or threaten him or somehow push him into a corner. So now there is more than one woman who is trying to get Yusuf alayhi salam to do the wrong thing, either for herself or for Zulaykha. Then he says that, "Oh Allah, you are the only one who can turn their tricks away from me. Their treacherous schemes might be very detailed, might be very strong, but oh Allah, I need you to turn these tricks away. In other words, I need you to save me from these tricks. And if you don't, then I might become inclined, I might fall into one of their traps and then end up becoming ignorant." So dislike for sins is a part of Iman. The Hadith al-Bukhari states that there are three qualities that if they exist in a person, that person will taste the sweetness of Iman. The first is that Allah and His Rasul are more beloved to them than anything else. Second is that they love others, they love people only for the sake of Allah, not for any kind of worldly gain. And the third is that they dislike, and have no tolerance for kufr, or the things that lead to kufr after Allah has guided them. In fact, turning to kufr and the things of kufr is more disliked to them than being thrown into a fire. So it's one thing to love good deeds, and it's another thing to dislike bad deeds. It's one thing to love Iman, but it's also important to dislike disbelief and all of the things related to it and all the things that lead to it. Now, conversations are taking place in the community. This has obviously become the talk of the town, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted the dua of Yusuf alayhi salam, and Allah Azza wa Jalla has decided that He is going to save Yusuf alayhi salam from the plots of these women. فَصَرَفَ عَنْهُ كَيْدَهُنَّ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already decided to protect Yusuf alayhi salam from all of these plots. Verily, He listens and He knows. So He listens to prayers and He knows the condition of the slave when that slave is raising their hand up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After this, after seeing clear signs of the innocence of Yusuf alayhi salam. Obviously, this incident was looked at in quite a bit of detail, and Tafsir studied it to see what exactly has transpired and who is to blame and to what extent are they to blame. So all the evidence piles up in favor of Yusuf alayhi salam. For example, he's a slave and she's the mistress. He doesn't really have any way of overpowering her. Especially in that society, in that context, it was not possible for a slave to overpower. And generally speaking, a slave does not have that power to overpower and to subdue their master or their mistress. Second thing is, Yusuf alayhi salam was the one who was seen running away, trying to escape from her. It was not Zulaykha that was trying to escape from him. Thirdly, Zulaykha is fully dressed up. She has all of her jewelry and makeup and so on and so forth. And she is dressed in a way that it's obvious that she is the one who is trying to just seduce someone, while Yusuf alayhi salam is just wearing his regular daily work clothes. The character and habits of Yusuf alayhi salam were well known to everyone. Everyone knew how honorable, noble, and how well-mannered he is. And so it was unlikely that someone with such innocence and such pure character would attempt something like this. Whereas the conniving nature and of course the ability to use power that Zulaykha had was also known to people. Zulaykha was not able to clearly say that Yusuf did this. In fact, when she was caught chasing after Yusuf alayhi salam, she asked a generic question: what should be the punishment of someone who tries to do this with your family? But she didn't say that Yusuf tried to do this with me. Yusuf alayhi salam, on the other hand, said very clearly, she tried to seduce me, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved me. Then the testimony of the infant, the child that spoke out and said that, well, look at the shirt. And then after that, they examined the shirt and they discovered that Yusuf alayhi salam's shirt is torn from the back, not torn from in front, implying that he was trying to get away from her. She was chasing after him, and in the process, she ripped his shirt. Not that he was coming to her and she was trying to save herself and defend herself. And lastly, Zulaykha openly admitted this in front of her social gathering, that yes, I tried to seduce him, but he abstained. Now, this is a lot of evidence that piles together, and at the end, to top it off, you have the confession of Zulaykha herself, and this is now a very clear case. However, they still decided to imprison Yusuf alayhi salam, and this could be for a couple of reasons. One reason could be that Zulaykha continued to put pressure on her husband and on the authorities because she had been thoroughly embarrassed and she could not deal with the embarrassment anymore. Or it could be that Tafsir figured out that if he does not get Yusuf alayhi salam out of here, she is going to continue attempting to seduce him and commit haram with him, and this story is not going to end. So ثُمَّ بَدَا لَهُم مِّن بَعْدِ مَا رَأَوُا الْآيَاتِ لَيَسْجُنُنَّهُ حَتَّى حِينٍ. So they decided that, look, we should probably get him out of this picture for some time. Like I said, that was either because of her insistence and pressure, or possibly because of wanting to save Yusuf alayhi salam and keep him protected through all of this.